All right, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine, everyone. Happy Friday. It is the second day of 2026. Hard to believe. I'm Channel 3 First Alert Meteorologist Tyler Hughes. Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra here on WFSB Plus. A bit more of a longer form weathercast where we can dive into the details of the forecast with you and take a look out into the extended period, which is looking pretty interesting right now. More on that here in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at the forecast we have at hand today because, and you know, if you've been outside, it is a chilly one out there and the breeze is only making it feel cooler. The average high temperature for today, about 36 degrees. The normal low is 21. We've already dipped below that normal low this morning, so we're below average for the low temperature. And we expect that we will be 5 to 10 degrees below average for the high temperature later on this afternoon. Now, if there's one thing that you remember about yesterday, maybe wasn't the exact high temperature or anything like that, but the wind gusts, oh my goodness, over the last 24 hours have been 20, 30, even close to 40 miles per hour. This graphic has a funky way of updating, so sometimes it's a little finicky, but trust me when I tell you, there were wind gusts over 40 miles per hour yesterday. And although today will still be a bit on the breezy side, it will not be as bad as it was yesterday. That's the good news. It will still be just as cold, if not colder at times than it was yesterday. This weekend, we see a chance for a couple isolated flurries here and there, otherwise totally dry. So I wouldn't cancel any plans you have. You're A-okay if you have any plans this weekend. But you may wake up to a coating of snow Sunday morning. Then next week, we have a change on the way in the forecast, becoming a lot more mild. We're talking temperatures climbing up into the 40s for high temperatures by the time we get to Wednesday. I figured we'd take a tour around the state right now on some of our iCams this morning. This is our iCam live over Bushnell Park right now. I've been watching all morning. Looks like a couple people are getting the Winterfest ice rink there for ice skaters. They either open at 8 or 9, I can't remember. But lots of people love to go skating there. It should be an okay day for it, a bit on the chilly side. 19 degrees right now there in the capital city with a west-southwest wind sustained at 6 miles per hour. Here's that Rocky Hill camera shot high above our studios looking at the Hartford skyline. Still a nice little color of sunrise there in the sky. Otherwise, a few clouds around there. Live look in the Elm City right now, 23 degrees there with wind out of the west at 9 miles per hour sustained. So again, it's that breeze that, 9 miles an hour doesn't seem like a lot, but it certainly is making it feel cooler out there. And again, lots of cloud cover around there in New Haven. You can take a look at Mystic, where it's looking mostly cloudy there, a temperature of 20 degrees with a west wind at 10 miles per hour. And our Mystic iCam showing a little bit of snow still on the ground from yesterday. Other than that, looking pretty calm there in Mystic. So here are the wind speeds at the moment. These have come up as the sun came up, and so we've seen winds initially were below 10 miles per hour across the board. Since the sun rose, now we're up to 13 miles per hour in Bridgeport, 10 miles per hour in Groton. Keep in mind, these are sustained wind speeds. Wind gusts would be even higher than this by definition. So 6 miles per hour, Hartford, 8 miles per hour, Windsor locks right now. That's what's making it feel a bit cooler. So if you're headed out the door over the next couple of hours, these are the temperatures you need to dress for. It feels like 4 right now in Salisbury and Torrington. It was feeling like the single digits last hour in the capital city. Now it's back up to 11 degrees in Hartford. It feels like 6 in Waterbury, and it feels like 9 in Groton. So bundle up if you're headed out over the next few hours. Here's high temperatures this afternoon. These are the air temperatures, not the wind chills. Keep that in mind. But we're headed for the middle to upper 20s for most spots. Could stay in the lower 20s up through Litchfield County, where typically it's a bit cooler. The icebox of Connecticut, right? And just along the shoreline, we're looking at highs around 30, but still below freezing. Official sunrise this morning was at 7:19 in Windsor locks, and sunset will be at 4:31 this afternoon. So after 4:30, days are getting a little bit longer, bit by bit, right, now that we're past the winter solstice. And keep in mind that breeze will make things feel cooler. So here's the wind chill trend today. We climb up into the double digits over the next couple of hours, but really most places won't feel a whole lot warmer than 20 by later on this afternoon. So you'll still need to dress like it's the teens out there, even with high temperatures in the upper 20s. Here's the weekend forecast for you. Not too bad. Still below average in the temperature department. Tomorrow, a bright start. We'll see clouds gradually increasing overnight, and that will give way to early Sunday morning, the chance for a few isolated flurries. Again, not expecting much in the way of impacts here, and will actually turn brighter through the afternoon, with temperatures climbing up to, if not slightly above, the freezing mark later in the day on Sunday. Here's what's going on in the surface map. First of all, we have that area of low pressure pulling away, and it's that pressure gradient, right? The low pressure close by, which was what caused the really gusty wind yesterday. That will also cause the breeze today. But as we head toward tomorrow morning, you notice we clear out, not too much in the way of cloud cover. Then there's this secondary area of low pressure that develops off to our west. As this thing tries to move through, it really just fizzles out. And that's why we're only left with just a couple of isolated snow showers Sunday morning. The bulk of the moisture is with an area of low pressure that stays out to sea. And that will not move in for us, and so we won't see any really heavy snow, just a few light snow showers. So here's First Alert Futurecast. 5 o'clock Sunday morning, notice a few flakes are flying out there, but by the time we get to later in the day on Sunday, we dry out and we're dry for the rest of the day on Sunday. Talk about snow for a second, because we've just got past January 1st. Here's what we're looking at so far out at Windsor Locks at Bradley Airport for snowfall this year. We averaged less than an inch of snowfall in October. We actually didn't get any October snow this year. We average about 1.4 inches of snow in November. We got about a trace, and we average about 10 inches of snow in December, and we got close to that. And keep in mind, the December numbers aren't official yet. What happens is the National Weather Service will put out a month of December and a year of 2025 report at the same time. And so it takes them just an extra day or two to compile all the data from the whole year. And so, of course, when that data comes out, we will get it to you officially, but these are the unofficial numbers. It won't change a whole lot. And so what you can see is we've actually been below average. It seems like we've had a really snowy winter because we had a couple of snow events, especially the one the day after Christmas that dropped quite a bit of snow. But we've actually still been below average snow-wise, and that's been over the last couple of months. So we'll see what happens for January, but let's take a look out past the 7-day forecast into the 8 to 14-day period. Excuse me. Now, this is courtesy of our friends at the Climate Prediction Center. They put out a lot of great outlooks. And the 8 to 14-day period, just to give us a frame of reference here, would be January 9th through the 16th. So we're looking at mid-January, right? Whoa, what is this? A strong signal in our long-range models for an above average mid-January in the temperature department. And so I told you, and you'll see here in a second when I show you the 7-day, that there's this sort of mild upswing toward the end of the 7-day, the middle part of next week. And the Climate Prediction Center says, hey, that mild weather is going to stick around through the following week as well. So if you're a fan of winter weather, maybe this isn't such good news, but I know a lot of people that are like, it's too cold. Well, don't worry. There's some relief in sight. The not so good news for most people is it's also looking like there's a slightly above average chance of having a wetter than normal week. So that means we could see a bit more of an active pattern. But of course, with temperatures above average, that would mean more rain than snow. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated on it. And as the forecast evolves, we'll keep you apprised of any changes in the forecast. But something interesting, especially with these long-range models, to see how they do this time of year. Here's the First Alert 7-day forecast for you. Highs in the 20s today and tomorrow, just around, if not slightly above freezing for Sunday. Mostly dry, aside from a few isolated flurries. The first chance for that would be early Sunday morning, then another chance for that Monday night. But Tuesday is when that real warming trend starts, right? Look at Tuesday highs. 37 inland, 41 along the shore. That's above average already. Everybody climbs up into the 40s by Wednesday. Of course, that does come with a chance for a few isolated showers possible, nothing too crazy. And then we dry out heading into Thursday. And we will continue to refine in on those rain chances Wednesday as we know more. But for now, that does it for your Friday morning edition of First Alert Weather Extra. Thank you so much for joining me this morning to start off your day with a little bit of weather knowledge to plan your weekend out. Not Chief, actually. The Chief is on vacation. Mark's on vacation right now, so meteorologist Mike Slifer will be in tonight for another edition of First Alert Weather Extra at 9:30. Of course, you can always stream us on WFSB Plus, and I will be heading in for the news stream at around 8:40 to 8:45 for another look at the forecast. So I hope you'll be able to tune in then as well. For now, stay warm out there, take care, and have a great second day of 2026.